Episode 100. Turn the volume up.
This that shit.
Good choice.
Nigga.
Rock off night.
My niggas.
Oh, yeah.
But on the side of the block for my niggas.
Bye, niggas.
What? Shout out to Jay-Z, shout out to Rockefeller Records.
Shout out to Dave.
Fuck.
Real with the
Big Bird.
Sick with the flow and more money, more bad.
All hoes.
F, cut it, brother F. We are here today to celebrate 100 episodes of the GAHHD podcast, the Great American Hip Hop Debate Podcast, and what better song to celebrate with than... Woo! Put your bottles up, put your glasses up, champagne in the air. Okay. Shout out to everybody who's been up on the show. Shout out to all the listeners. Shout out to anybody who shared the show. Yeah. The customers. Shout out to Brother F from Straight Fuego Studio.
Crystal clear quality for the earlobe penetration.
Shout out to my co-host V.S.O.P. Shout out to my co-host Bludshot. Shout out to J Kid. Shout out to J Trees, Black Dawn, Big Head Eric. Put one in the air, open the windows up, turn the volume up. What I did with the roar. Pick a weekend for freaking for figure fours. Fade that out, brother F. Fade that out. It's getting too hype. Too hype. Ice cold. Welcome world. Welcome world. Episode 100 of the Great American Hip Hop Debate Podcast. I am the brother Burnz. As always, to the left, I got the brother VS.
VS to the OP, as always, repping that LBE, sporting that MDMA, man. We did this 100 motherfucking times, man. 100 times, man.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Right. Bottles up. Yo. Shouts to my co-host, International Blood.
You already know, B. I'm on one, B. We hit a C-note, a century, dog.
You on one and you didn't share? Bitches.
Know what I'm saying? Well, you know, it's Dominican Independence Day, so, you know, I'm celebrating in more ways than one.
Yes,
and
shout out to that as well.
Yeah,
you know, the Gahhd Cast, man. This is the most important shit, baby. Like, everything is looking up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all our guests. Shout out to everybody that's been involved with us from day one. My nigga Nice One never fails with the artwork. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
brother
big
F.
shout out to the brother Nice One. Big shout out to the brother F, Straight Fuego Studios.
Directing in the background.
Yes. As I said earlier, shout out to all the listeners, everybody checking in on Apple Podcasts, everybody checking in on Spotify Podcasts, everybody checking in on YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to share it with your friends, share it with your mom Dukes. Yeah. She bound to love it.
Share it with 100 people.
Shout out to all the guests who have been on the show. It's too many to name, but y'all know who you are. Much love, much appreciation.
What's with y'all?
Yeah, I don't have a list to go like down, but freestyling. Shout out to the brother Little. Shout out to the brother Mesa, Bugs, J Peso, Justin D, TDI Music, Benny from the North, Maury Hayes, D Jones, the brother Vic, Sis Ev at RBL.
Ready.
DJ June.
DJ June, DJ Juice, the whole new crack era. Shout out to J Rio. Shout out to Etho.
Beans,
Boo Boo, J Black.
Yep.
And y'all.
Everybody.
I know I'm gonna forget some of y'all. Isha
Shadi.
Jai, shout out to you, Shadi.
Yeah.
Confident.
Lonzo Heron.
Yeah, Casanova.
The brother Game Over. Speedy Baby.
Yeah.
And fuck, shout out to us, man. 100 episodes. Damn it. It's a milestone. We're very proud to have achieved it. We're very proud to have lasted this long. We look forward to 100 more and 100 more after that.
1,000 more.
So just stay tuned. Make sure you guys are subscribed so that you get the notification every week. And thank y'all, word to all the fans, man.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
y'all, like, for real. Thank you to everybody who's ever shared the podcast. Thank you to everybody who's ever shouted it out, whoever put their friends on, for listening, for downloading.
Word.
All that good shit. And we're just going to continue to get better, continue to get bigger. As y'all can see, we continue to evolve and to grow. If y'all look back, well, you can't even look back to episode 1 because we ain't even have video. We ain't have fucking logo mics.
We didn't have shit. We just had audio.
Yeah, we just had mics and an idea that stemmed from a group chat that was constantly debating and arguing different hip hop topics, albums, MCs. We decided to put that on audio to
Some
record
funny
it,
ones too.
and that evolved into this show. And we've had other members of the Last Breath crew up here. Black Don's been up here for a few episodes. J Kid was on a couple episodes. J Trees. Eric co-hosted an episode. Shout out to that. Shout out to all the other podcasts out there. Shout out to the Bread Route podcast, the Unordinary Men podcast, the DJ June podcast. The Brother Vade got a podcast, I believe. Maury Hayes got a podcast. So shout out to everybody out there doing their thing, pushing, repping the culture, pushing it forward, and just trying to learn this new game and take it, to another level. We're proud to have achieved 100 episodes. That shit ain't easy, B.
Not only that,
that shit ain't easy, but it's been a fun ride. And it's dope, man.
No, we're truly proud of it.
We're
truly proud of it. A big milestone. And we're gonna keep it going. Like it's right now is when it's still fun. It's still, it's getting even more fun every time we drop another episode. So
absolutely,
what can we say?
You want to get real?
Absolutely.
You want to get real?
Yeah. Shout out to me for being on all 100 episodes. That's pretty real. Right?
No doubt.
Oh, you're gonna get sign off?
Nah. Were you on all 100 episodes?
Yes, every 100 of the episodes.
Oh yeah,
you're a good kid.
You phoned in, a couple. That's right. All right, you ever thought about stopping?
Even COVID couldn't keep me down. Yeah, because I'm going solo. This is the last episode, y'all. I've been telling y'all.
Yeah,
we going solo.
Sauce Boys.
We going solo.
Nah,
That's funny. You said we going solo.
This nigga, I can't get rid of him.
I'm gonna go solo with you, and I'm gonna go solo with V.S. on the Sauce Boys.
Exactly, because you're still gonna edit my solo shit, so it's all good. But to answer your question, have I ever thought about stopping? Yeah. No. Even if we were to stop the podcast, something else in the content field would happen, and we're actually gonna expand the podcast this year. So.
True indeed.
I am actually working on not a solo podcast, but a different podcast related to my book that's going to hopefully begin recording this year.
Nice.
We'd like to see y'all brothers expand and we got a couple other shows that
we're working on
that maybe will end up under the Last Breath umbrella, the Last Breath Network.
True indeed.
That we wouldn't even be on, like other people.
Exactly.
And then we've got other shows that we ourselves can expand on. So, it will hopefully be a year of expansion, another year of growth, another year of more listeners, more fans.
100 more episodes.
More
bigger business.
More experience,
Yeah, exactly.
Again, if you go back and listen to the first few episodes, there was less organization, less of a format, and it's all growing pains. You have to learn, you have to study your craft. So we came into this shit with no experience of
for real
podcasting. We had experience with
no broadcasting experience.
Right, we had a writing experience, and I'd done interviews previously. And obviously we have hip hop experience, and obviously we have debate experience because, like I said, we've been debating for probably 30 years.
Yep. At least.
But to transfer that into video, audio form, and to make it something that people would find interesting enough to listen to was something that had to be learned and adapted, and it had to evolve, and it had
improvised.
Not only that, to be what it is today, which what we're looking at.
Yeah. So shout out, like I said, to y'all brothers. Shout out to the brother Bludshot. He does all of our editing. He edits every episode.
Yep.
A lot of people hit me up and they say they enjoy the editing, the sound effects, the funny shit, the AOs, the Little John gets a lot of love. Shout out to the brother F, who as he continues to learn video production and editing, and I mean, fuck, we got spotlights and multiple cameras and angles, and
shit is crazy.
I'm not really this good looking in real life. Like, this is brother F making magic here. I mean, I'm like 9 out of 10, but brother F got me at 12 out of 10. You feel me? So holla at me.
Hey,
What fucking camera you looking at, fam?
Don't worry.
You turn a frog into a prince, huh?
You feel me?
No doubt.
But shout out to y'all. Shout out to the brother V.S. who's upping his social media marketing, which is very helpful. Shout out to Dolly, our booking agent. She's been getting us guests. She helped us get a banner.
Nice.
The banner is big.
Where's the banner, by the way?
She's doing great things. Shout out to her as she continues to learn and grow, and she's gonna network and have her own network of people that she's connected with. So that's gonna be a dope thing. And we just I personally look forward to the next 100 episodes, and where will we be from now till then? I don't even know.
Yeah,
but
that's
I
crazy.
look forward to continuing the journey and the ride, and I hope the fans and the listeners and our friends and our families will rock on. Get on the roller coaster, y'all, because it's gonna be fun. It's been fun. It's gonna get funner. Cheers to that. If I had some Moet, I'd say cheers to that. But I had one Hennessy. No, I had 2 Hennessy's last night. One plain
you
Hennessy.
Definitely had more than 2.
No, only two. I promise. The old man that was trying to bag me, he gave me one.
Yo,
you ain't tell me about that.
Burnz Freaky Tales.
Whoa.
I was out last night with the brother DJ June. Shout out to him, and we were off stage to the side of the stage while Trebol Clan
backstage.
We weren't backstage. We were like on the stage.
That's what I mean, but like behind the stage and shit.
And there was a couple people there, and there was this older gentleman. He told me his name. I don't remember. That's very thoughty of me, but whatever.
He told me
his name, and a little while later, he offered to get me a drink, and I didn't turn it down. And
what the fuck?
And later in the evening, he busted out with a bottle, and I'm a thought, so I'm like, yeah, let's drink the bottle. And who knows? Maybe he was trying to bag me. Maybe he was just friendly. I don't know. But either way, I had 2 free drinks. So the point is, I have a fucking headache, bro. I can't take 2 drinks.
Does anything else hurt on your body?
Moving on.
Nah. Yo, wow.
That's a trick question.
Nigga.
That's a trick question because on what's today? Today's Sunday. Yes. On Thursday, I had a minor surgery. I had a cyst removed, and I currently have stitches. So yes, another part of my body does hurt, but it's not because the old man. Well, at least I hope not, but who knows?
I hope you all right, my bro. My father-in-law just had the same shit going on with him too. He had a cyst removed.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, man.
That sucks.
It's like my 6th removal of cysts is due to my dad. Shout out to Pop Dukes. Thank you for the bad skin.
Damn, that is that's something terrible to pass on to your kid.
For real.
Nice.
But shout out to Pop Dukes. I forgot to mention last week it was his birthday. I think I might have mentioned it.
You did.
But just in case, shout out to him. Love to him.
D-Nav, my nigga.
Bro. The OG.
Word.
I think I put on Instagram, if Pop Dukes ever kicked you out the house, leave it.
Oh, yeah. Kicked all of us out.
He was infamous for kicking people out the house and cracking on them.
Yeah, for real. On the way out. The best was when he busted a rhyme about us not leaving.
Oh, I have that on film. He was talking to Black. He said something like, "Black, please take these motherfuckers with you." I have that on film.
Yo,
that's where I get my freestyle skills from. Pop Duke.
Yo, that shit was hilarious. Yo, want to rap? I got to rap.
Hell yeah. But no, shout out to him, man.
Yo, he's the man, yo. I love
Yes,
that guy.
he passed on to me cysts, and I just had one removed recently.
That sucks.
So to answer your question, yes, another part of my body does hurt, but I hope it wasn't because of the old man.
Hey, yo.
But shout out to him. He was a really nice guy. And he said he's gonna open a club, and I can go whenever I want. So, you know,
Is it a
I might have me a little sugar daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Is it an old man trying to pick up young?
Hey, you always talking about sacrificing this
A
shit.
young
Go
stud,
ahead.
you
Go
feel
ahead,
me?
sacrifice.
He said he needs some young meat.
Go ahead. You always
Yo.
talking about sacrificing this shit, right?
That's
There
right.
you go.
There you- wait till I pull up in a Bentley
Fuck
for
it.
my solo show.
In the
Ah,
Phantom, nigga. If
Me-
that's how
me
we
and the
gotta get
old
put
man.
on, then so be
You
it.
know what I
Yo. I'll
mean?
take
Oh yeah, sacrifice me.
sacrifice Kenny's virgin ass.
But nah, shout out to him, man. Shout out to DJ June. We was outside yesterday. I ain't been outside in a long time.
That's what's up.
I was actually telling June as we were going to our first location that I don't think I've been to a club since like Club Drama. This nigga almost crashed because he was laughing at me so hard.
Nah.
But
Damn.
we was outside. Shout out to Billy Official 718. We went to the Five Borough concert in Queens.
That's
We
what's
saw
up.
a lot of dope performances, a lot of new artists doing their thing.
It's gonna be
playing
up
their
on your socials.
music. Unfortunately, my fucking phone was dying all night, and I bought a charger. And I swear the charger, instead of giving me life, was sucking life away.
Hey, yo.
I had 10%. I put the phone on the charger. The next time I looked, I had 5%. And I'm like, yo, what's up with this charger? So I didn't get enough content as I would have liked, unfortunately. But I did connect with the brother Billy. I'm going to try to get him up here on the show.
That's
so
what's up.
he can explain to us what him and his partner, I think his partner's name is Bronx Sparks.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring them up so they can tell us about these concerts they're putting on, how they're giving a platform to a lot of new artists to get on the stage, possibly for the first time, build their networks, build their fan base. So I think it's a really dope thing they're doing. So they had a dope event last night. I was out there with DJ June.
So they're doing like artist development, basically.
Something like that, yeah. Something that's highly missing,
Right.
in today's corporate structure and
That's
shit.
what's up.
Nobody's really A&Ring, nobody's
Shouts to them.
developing. So yeah, big shout out to them. Then we ended up in Newark at a Portuguese spot for the old school reggaeton concert featuring Don Chesina, Big Boy, and Treble Clan. Shout out to all of them people.
That's when you were backstage, right?
That's when we were backstage. I was getting hit on and shit.
Hey.
But
Hey,
yo, it is what it is. I'm used to that, man. That's all.
You was on a world tour last night, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, big time, man. Shout
You were
out to
outside
that.
for real.
Yeah, but let me tell y'all something. We was at the first spot still.
Uh-huh.
It was about 11:30,
Uh-huh.
and
You were ready for bed.
I was I caught like 10 yawns in a row. That I had to catch myself. Like, oh shit, chill, you yawning too much. You yawning too much.
Slap myself. Hold on.
Had to get me a bottle of water and wake up. But I'm gonna get back in outside shape. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get back.
Oh,
to
you gonna be out there?
breaking nights.
Starting
Yeah.
out there?
Y'all about to see me out here. Don't let it get warm. I bust out my booty shorts and shit.
Hey.
You feel me?
Hey,
Really
no
popping.
doubt.
Make this
Body.
show really something special.
I'm scared.
King Thotty podcast coming soon.
No
Nah,
doubt.
Oh man.
Nah, but
Thoughts of Miss Prime over here.
shouts to DJ June. Shouts to the homie Pop. We was out chilling last night. We had a great time. Everybody showed love. Everything was safe and cool and calm.
That's what's up.
And everybody was super cool. So shout out to that. Shout out to everybody doing their thing. And yeah, man, it's been a crazy week. It's been a fun week. A lot of shit going on, a lot of shit happening. But one of the things I wanted to talk about as we celebrate episode 100 is Kanye West and what he's doing. Not so much speak about what he's doing with Kim and Skeet and all that bullshit. That's tired and played out. I want to talk about what he's doing as far as leading the culture back towards independence. Trying to kind of prove that you can succeed on a major level, on a superstar level, without the backing of the labels or the DSPs, Apple Music, Spotify, and them. So for anyone who doesn't know, for anyone living under a rock, what he did was he dropped an album, and the only way you can get the album is to buy his
STEM player. Right.
Which is a electronic device that plays the music, and it kind of allows you to fuck with it. It kind of allows you to edit it.
What it is, it actually breaks down all the elements of the song down to stems.
Right.
And you can fucking take out whatever element you want, add. keep whatever. You can combine, do whatever you want basically with the song.
You can basically
edit the song your way.
Edit the song how you would like to.
Right.
Which is a fucking dope ass idea.
Yeah.
And one of the dopest things that I think people haven't even really thought about yet is if you have this stem player and let's just say they make all music compatible to it. Right? Now you literally have every instrumental ever.
Yeah,
and every acapella ever.
Basically.
So that's for like producers or for DJs or for people who do remixes or even for MCs that just want to rap and you could never find this specific instrumental.
Now you got it, yeah.
Like that shit'll really be fucking crazy. I always think about acapellas because as a former DJ, you're always looking for these acapellas.
Like I'm thinking about just samples.
Samples another thing too, yeah. So the idea or the device that he created is fucking dope itself. For anybody who knows about like Pro Tools and shit, stems are the like Brother VS said, the elements of the song broken down.
Basically into waves.
Right. Back in the day it would have been into tracks, different tracks.
Right.
But it's a dope like machine off the rip. It's a dope ass machine.
For sure.
And then
think about it at a live show, using it at a live show. You'll never hear the same song the same. You feel me? You could switch it up different ways. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're just probably barely scratching the surface of what this machine is going to be capable of and what people are going to be doing with it. I mean, I could imagine like down the line, I don't know 100% the machine, but let's say with the machine you could speed it up and slow it down. Hypothetically.
Right, like pitch it up and down.
Down the line, DJs could be mixing with 2 stem players.
Facts.
You know
that
what
could
I'm saying?
easily be the case. Yeah,
like that'll be some crazy shit. So the idea is still so infantile that we don't even know where it can
like
go.
the ramifications of it. Yeah,
right, and how it can be used and what the fuck it can do. I mean, down the line you might be able to put a movie in the stem player and isolate certain sounds of just the movie or some shit.
Like score a movie with
like
exactly.
The what it can do is probably the thoughts are
infinite, and endless,
But the fact that he then dropped an album and the album could only be purchased
through this device.
Stem player, and it's $200 retail, and I believe he sold either 1.5 million or he made 1.5 million dollars in his first day or two of sales. Either way, he sold a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, he's kind of like taking back control of the music distribution,
right?
And going back direct to customer, which is always dope to me. I love when artists go direct to customer. Yeah. And mind you, he's not breaking ground. He's not fucking originating anything because artists such as Crime Apple, such as Ito, and the New Crack Era, they do a lot of direct to customer stuff, and that's how they build their core fan base, and that's how they're able to tour and stuff. So it's not like he's not the first to do this, but he's the first superstar.
True.
To do this, so it's a totally different ball game because now,
his reach is different.
Exactly. So now imagine if like Drake said, "I'm gonna drop an album and you can only get it through my website and directly from me." You know what I mean? Because now you're changing the where the profits go.
No, exactly. Now you're basically funneling all the money through one place instead of actually,
and it's coming directly to you. So now you're kind of cutting out, cutting out
funneling all the money to
the middleman.
Yeah.
And that brings up a whole nother conversation because God only knows what the what the record labels will think of or develop so that they can keep control
to counter that
and keep money coming in. Because remember, first they developed the 360 deal,
right?
So now they get money from your merch, they get money from your tour.
Everything.
If you're in a movie, they get a cut. If you sell some blood, they get a cut. Whatever. So that's gonna still be relevant. So they'll be getting money from you, maybe everywhere besides those sales. But then they'll come up with something, some way to fucking like get their money, bro. The record labels are like the government. They got to get their cut before you.
Oh, they're going to get it. They're going to get it.
So that brings up something else. Like that's another storm that we'll have to face down the line and see how creative they can get.
But the record label, what they lost a lot of leverage with is when music went digital.
Yeah, no, listen,
You know
I'm totally against. I'm totally with the artists doing their own thing.
When music went digital, they lost most of their leverage.
The record labels have been raping artists since the fucking inception of music. So I'm never in support of the labels. I just want to, like, not even that I look forward to it, but in a way I do, because I want to see, like, how fucking shiesty can they get? What next criminal plan are they going to come up with to make sure that they're getting their cut of something that they really don't fucking help produce.
You got to understand too is that the three majors, which is Universal and them, right? They're worth trillions of dollars, and they have the payroll to fucking go ahead and pay the best lawyers to come up with the best or the worst contract, I should say, for anybody else, and for them to profit the most.
Right. They're gonna have to.
You know?
And I mean, they own so many catalogs that they're still always gonna make.
There's a company out there that's buying a lot of catalogs.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but that don't mean they're gonna sell them.
Yeah.
So they'll always have a way to make money. It's just
will it also mean that they're gonna try to freeze out, for example, like a Kanye from trying to get on the radio or something like that? You know, like how far will their reach go to like counteract what he's doing? You know what I'm saying? Maybe not Kanye specifically, but somebody. The next person probably tries to follow.
But do you think radio is as important as it once was? Because I think the internet kind of devalued radio. So now you're the DJ. You can be a star without radio support.
You're the DJ now.
Yeah. You can have a successful career without any radio support or
minimal
terrestrial radio.
Yeah.
You know, you can still do your online. You can get a lot of love on online radio, college radio, pirate radio,
all that.
And like I said, you're going direct to customer. So as long as you're putting out content and building your fan base, you have a chance to eat without any radio play. And a couple artists are proven examples of that.
Right.
But I want to shout out Kanye for once again proving his bravery in, stepping out from what is the norm and just doing some different shit. Like we don't even know what the aftershock
of what he's doing now
be of what he's doing. You know, like I said, a year from now you might see Drake say, "Hey, I'm dropping this album, and you can only get it from my website."
A year from now, the way shit moves now, Burnz. The way shit is moving and how fast shit is and everything is microwave now. You know what I'm saying? A year from now, everybody will be doing it. Fuck Drake. Yeah. Everybody will be doing it, including Drake is what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
What I was hearing about, or what I've been hearing about, is artists actually selling their music as NFTs.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Selling a song.
Stove God did something like that.
As an NFT. You want to hear something funny about Stove God? Is it Stove God? No. Who's the other nigga you like? Droog.
Euro Droog.
Did y'all know there was a rumor that was not?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. It's been debunked. But
he dispelled it. Yeah.
I thought that was a funny rumor, and
he did sound like him initially.
It was him.
You thought it was, but then he really did sound like Nas, though. He flowed like Nas.
I haven't listened to enough. But I hope,
at the beginning, at first,
it was him.
Really?
Yeah, like I think that'll be fucking dope.
Like if you have an alter ego.
Yeah, like but if you're a super established artist like a Nas, who's a legendary fucking artist,
right. And then you have an alter ego like in the current time.
Nas is. Although he's still very relevant and although he's still very consistent in putting out quality music, it would be foolish to not admit that he is on the decline of his career.
It's not that. It's not that he's on the decline. It's the fact that he's not of this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's not
So
as popular as he once was.
yeah, like
He's
exactly,
he's no longer.
He's the
king
old
and
dude
shit,
now.
right?
Like he's viewed as the old dude now that's still rapping. You know what I mean?
Right. And-
but he only does it for sport. He only does it because he likes to. He doesn't do it because he needs to.
Right, but
He's LeBron. He's
regardless
LeBron.
of why he does it,
Right.
hip hop often displays ageism.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So let's
Yeah.
say you're Nas and you're in your twilight years, and hip hop being hip hop is, in a way, discriminating against you because you're an older, established, legendary artist.
Okay.
And then you say, "All right, that's cool. So I'm gonna drop an album as this alter ego, then new name. I'm not gonna tell nobody it's me.
Right,
and
right,
wanna
right.
see
I
how
get what
they
you're saying.
react."
Yeah.
And if you recall, Old Dirty Drew got a lot of love,
Old Dirty Drew.
or whatever
Old
his
Dirty
name is.
Drew.
My bad.
He shoulda came out
No
as Old Dirty
disrespect to
You're old Drew, man.
You're old Drew.
YOD.
Junkyard Dog, JYD. But when he came out, he got a lot of love right away. So I think that's a dope idea.
Yeah.
That is a dope
Come
idea.
out with an alter ego. Don't tell nobody it's
but
you.
This guy dispelled it right away.
And see how
Yeah.
they receive it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That would have been dope. But
That would
I
be
got
dope.
Because at
Now,
first,
you
I'll be
remember that
honest,
artist?
he got
You remember
compared
that
a lot.
artist
I'm
that
sorry, I
sounded
don't mean to
like-
cut you
Hold
off,
up,
but
look.
Go ahead.
he got compared a lot first to obviously Nas and Game too. You know what I'm saying? Because he did kind of sound like Game a little bit too. Mainly Nas. He had
But
a heavy,
Game sounds like Nas.
True, indeed. Right.
He
Right.
does. He
Remember,
he
there was
tried.
a-
But I'm
Yeah,
saying
he sounded
vocally,
like
vocally,
Nas.
like his vocal tone and everything.
Even the Game knows how to fucking mimic people, bro. I played a K Slay song on the podcast a few episodes ago. Friendly Disrespect.
Oh, yeah, I
and
remember that,
Game
yeah.
has a verse on it. And the first time I heard it, I hadn't looked at the credits, and I thought it was Nas.
Oh,
and I
wow.
had to go look at the credits, and I was like, "Oh, is Game doing his best Nas impression? Because it's a New York." thing.
Right.
So
Yeah, and I said it then. That was his gimmick. Like,
Yeah.
that's
His
why
niche.
he was the Game.
So
That's why
I
he
can
made
see
himself the Game.
why someone would think he would sound like Game and Nas, because
Right.
Game is a
But y'all remember?
Nah, but I fuck with
you're
YOD. That's
making
my
me-
guy.
You're making me think about. Remember when this nigga that sounded like Jay-Z came out?
yeah,
cat
Sicario.
Sicario.
Yeah. Of
There's
course.
another
sounded
dude
like
that sound a
Jay-Z.
lot like Jay-Z. I forgot his name, bro. It's like 7 something. Some crazy shit. And he has a dope ass song, but he sounds just like Jay-Z. I gotta find it. It's in my
Yeah.
YouTube history and shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
Go
but that
find
shit
it.
reminds me of that, and it would be like if Jay-Z did it or if like Nas did it,
Yeah.
like yo, it sounds like him. Is it
Sounds
him?
like
Is it
it
him?
sounds like Jigga and Just Blaze.
And he has a video,
Yeah.
like in front of the water.
That and like the projects and
Yeah,
shit like
I know
that.
exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. He does. He sounds. I think someone was when that video came out. I think they were trying to say that was Jay-Z's nephew. But it ended
some
up
shit
not
like
being.
that. Yeah, some bullshit like that. Word.
But yeah, no, I think that would be dope. Any
Yeah.
artist out there who's listening, who's watching, who is a legend. Shout out to DJ Premier too for showing us some love on Instagram. But
Shouts to Premier, one of my favorite producers, if not one of my heaviest influences.
yeah,
Fact, though.
I'm gonna get him to produce for my next album.
Hey, that'd be dope.
He might get you.
We're gonna
you know,
make the new
you could-
Star.
You could sound like the new guru and shit.
You a duck.
Anyway, any legends listening, if you're ever bored and you just want to do an experiment, put out an album under an alias. Don't tell nobody it's you. Don't take no pictures, and see how the people react unbiasedly and unaged discriminationally.
Kind of like on some Doom shit, because Doom was one of the first to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And what was my other
man?
man's name? The crazy guy that he does it too. I'm not gonna remember his fucking name now because I'm thinking about it. But he was in a group back in the day. We spoke about him like a week ago. Blood.
Yeah, he was in a group and
Yeah, that
kinda
he's like a weirdo rapper.
A weirdo rapper.
Fuck, who's that?
We'll come back to it when I remember it.
All right.
True.
But yeah, so back to Kanye. And independence. So we here always push independence. You know,
We're independent. What we're doing here is independent.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
We're all independently funded.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And it's never the easiest way, you know. Obviously, because you're funding it and you create. We don't have a machine behind us,
Right.
and
Exactly.
these signed artists, they get that machine behind them, and that's partially a problem. That's partially one of the problems that hip hop faces. That these under average skilled or subpar artists get signed to these labels, and they get that major machine push behind them for mediocre product.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The label doesn't care about the product. All they care about is sales.
No, exactly. But it's to fans, it's negatively impacting.
The fans don't care about it.
So.
I'll tell you like this: the fans don't give a fuck about it because they're buying it. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's a science behind it where it will blow that person up eventually. It has to be a perfect storm, but more often than not, the person can blow up, and then they kind of shape the music, the landscape of music, and it keeps going. It snowballs. For lack of a better squad that I could think about, like Migos, you feel me? And then everybody sounds like Migos, or like fucking Little Baby, and then everybody sounds like Little Baby, and it's like, fuck, like, we need something different. Yeah. But, the music industry just wants to squeeze out every penny they can.
There is different. The only thing is not the mainstream. You won't find it in the mainstream. You're going to find it like obviously in the subcategories and shit. When you go look and shit, you're not gonna find it on the first page. You know what I'm saying? When you go look on the streaming services, you know what I mean? So
yeah, you definitely got to hunt for your good music, but there's plenty of good music.
There absolutely is.
I would even be willing to say that we are in one of the eras where there is the most good music available.
Because there's so much of it.
The only problem is that there's also the most trash music ever available.
Yeah,
so
sure.
That's
a fact. I believe that.
It makes the search for good music more difficult.
Yeah, it makes it frustrating.
Yeah, but
especially for
I'll throw this caveat in there.
Go ahead, Blood.
We are in an age where there's most likely like the best music being put out, but not specifically hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I totally get it.
Because hip hop right now is the dominant genre.
Yes,
the dominant genre.
I think there's a lot of good hip hop coming out. Maybe not the era of the most good hip hop, because we came up in the fucking golden era. What was that 1 month or 1 week where Wu-Tang, Tribe Called Quest, fucking mad people dropped like classic albums. Yeah. So it's hard to compete with that, but I guess in sheer volume, we're living in an age where there's probably the most good music being put out. It's just that
you got to find it.
The most bad music is also being put out, and it's probably 5 times the amount of the good music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also getting the most. It's also getting the most coverage and exposure.
Yeah, and also now we're seeing such a mesh of genres happening.
Right.
That they're constantly creating even new genres are happening,
like subgenres.
Yeah, so we live in a very creative heavy time.
It's like I was telling you that one day we were talking about country and shit, country music. You look at country artists, they look like hip hop artists now.
Yeah,
they dress like them. The only thing is
they
that
have to.
You know what I'm saying?
Not that they have to, because I think country music is always going to succeed, because that's just a genre that's always gonna have a built-in fan base, because there's a bunch of country motherfuckers that's always gonna be country.
They're gonna love that shit, yeah.
But in order for them to go mainstream, they had to adapt to the sound, the prevalent sound, which is the hip hop sound. So they had to add. Same thing for pop music and Taylor Swift and them. You know what I'm saying? They had to also start incorporating.
They had to adapt, hip
hop sounds or verses or whatever. Yeah, because hip hop is what moves everything, what shakes and what bakes. And
it's the dominant. It's the dominant genre right now.
Yeah, you know what I wanted to say? Taking it back to Kanye, just watching his documentary, just to take it there real quick. His documentary Genius. He talks about almost signing to Rawkus in the documentary, and I remember those days when there were so many different little boutique labels. And I miss those days because they kind of squeezed, they got squeezed out. and they were putting out hella fire music. You know what I'm saying? For the different backpack rappers, or just the different genres of hip hop itself. And that's no longer a thing. These majors squeezed them out, and that's why, like I said, like they shaped the landscape of music. And it sucks.
I won't agree with that, because that is still a thing. That's why you see artists like New Crack Era, or artists like Griselda, or artists like Crime Apple.
No, of course, but it's
them.
very,
they're still living. They're just not all based in one place. That's what Rawkus did. It united all those artists. Right. In that, in that kind of subgenre, right, into one location, right? Where now,
Rawkus wasn't the only one, though.
There was a few of them.
There was a lot of.
Rawkus just happened to be like the one that blew up the most, I think.
Yeah, what I found to be something very important for the.
But they were still very niche. Like you had to like that sound. Yeah. But also they were successful enough that people who didn't necessarily like that sound were listening to Rawkus.
Exactly.
I would consider myself an example. I'm not the biggest fan of underground hip hop, but I would listen to a lot of Rawkus shit because it was dope. It was dope. They put out Mos Def album.
As much as
they put out the Sound Bombings.
Yeah,
they put
exactly.
out,
I was gonna say, as much as you don't listen to it, though, you have heard a lot of it.
That's what I mean. Yeah. They were good enough and successful enough that I still listen to stuff that I probably who was that? Pharoah Monch. They put out the Pharoah Monch album.
Right.
They had a lot of good shit, but I'm glad as fuck Kanye didn't sign to them. He'd be nowhere near as big now.
It's not that he'd be nowhere near as big. It's that he'd be a totally different artist. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be the same Kanye.
He wouldn't be as big. In my opinion. He wouldn't be as big.
No. He was meant to be on Rockefeller.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Rawkus, for as successful as they were, they
don't exist anymore.
Exactly. They don't exist, and they never produced.
It's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think Mos Def would probably be the most successful artist that they ever put out that went on to go beyond hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he went into Hollywood, he went into acting and stuff. Right. So he crossed over.
Rawkus also put out the second Big L album.
Yeah, true. The big picture.
That wasn't a great success, and it didn't do
that was a good album, though.
I just mean,
you didn't
like it.
At the height,
you didn't think it was a good album?
It was his best album to me.
At the turn of the century, I thought
it was a dope album.
It was a cool album, but I'm always gonna be
still
on
a
the
dope
side
hip-hop
of Big
album.
L being overrated because he died. He wasn't.
What?
You think? Okay, I got it. You think like it's more his lore is more based on his potential, not what he actually did.
Correct. It's and no knock to him, and rest in peace to him. My personal opinion, I think he benefited probably the most from death, more so than even Biggie and Tupac, because they were super successful live.
Yeah.
Big L was
Pac,
not.
Yeah,
and in death he became this
mythical
lyrical
figure.
legend and shit. And in life, I mean, it was aight.
I thought it was dope.
I don't think so. I think death elevates everyone, but Big L was
definitely
on the cusp. Yeah. He was on the cusp, bro. He had been out for a very long time, but he died in 99, man. Like 99 was when all these rappers was really doing the damn. You know what I'm saying? Like he was on the cusp, bro.
It's a what if. You never know.
Yeah.
He could have dropped a dud and did nothing.
And flopped, you think?
Yeah. Or he could have ended up being the next fucking Nas. I don't know, but I don't live off what ifs.
Yeah.
So to me,
and you wouldn't bet on that.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know that,
right?
That's hearsay.
I think that he had the skill and potential to be that big.
I don't.
You know. That's your opinion.
Yeah. I know. That's what I just said. And
but you're making it. You're pushing your opinion to like if it's you're basically countering what we're saying. But yeah, obviously, you have your points. But what I'm trying to tell you is that yes, he did have the potential and he did have the ability to be that big.
See, that's where that's where we are different.
Yeah.
That's your opinion, and you're not stating that. You're making it seem like it's a fact. I'm also
basing it in
fact.
I'm
telling y'all this is my opinion.
I'm basing it in fact as well because again.
But you haven't stated a fact yet. Potential is not a fact.
He basically had dealings with Rockefeller, did he not? He had the freestyle that came out afterwards with Jay-Z, kind of showing Jay-Z up, did he not? He had
that's opinion. That's opinion.
You know,
I could tell no. Jay-Z smoked it and this nigga was trash.
But is that the truth though?
That's not the truth.
It could be.
Again,
it could be if that's your
that
opinion.
You put your opinion out, but what you're doing really is just trying to counter what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. Like you're not really. You really think that Jay-Z smoked them? Tell the truth.
I think it was a lot more even than people give it credit for being.
I feel like it was even, but I feel like he may have, been victorious in that.
But I'm a bigger Jay-Z fan than a Big L fan. So I think Jay-Z had the better bars.
See, but that's not, again.
You can't argue my opinion.
I'm gonna let it go there.
Yeah, because we'll go back and forth.
This is the Great American Hip Hop Debate, bro. This is the debate. No, I'm only giving you my opinion. You want to push your opinion as if it's a fact.
You're playing devil's advocate.
No, that's how he really feels, yo.
That's how I feel. I've always felt that way,
really
my
feels
brother.
that way.
You're trying to make it seem like your opinion is the majority, and maybe it is, but that doesn't mean the majority's right.
Yeah.
Well, not exactly. What I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to like shed light on why my opinion. You're countering everything, but being kind of close-minded is what I'm saying.
I'm countering it with fact, my brother. He had dealings with Rockefeller. Can you show me paperwork?
With Dame Dash.
Can you show me proof?
Obvious because they're both from Harlem.
That's not proof, my nigga, and that's not a fact. They're both from the same.
It's not.
Nothing's obvious. Dame Dash didn't sign every Harlem artist.
All right.
So it's hearsay.
The Digging in the Crates album, it wasn't crazy. It didn't do numbers.
I could tell you. I could tell you it was less than crazy. I could tell you shit was pretty booty.
No, the album was dope.
I
wouldn't say that. The album was dope. It just didn't do big numbers.
Oh, you're talking about the last one that came out with Fat Joe, OC, and everybody?
The DITC one, the one that came out right around the time that he died.
Okay, okay.
Shit was mediocre at best, in my opinion.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Again, we will never know. And again, you're basing your opinion on whatever he did before he passed away. But I just think that he has the potential that he could have been touring and doing big things, and who knows who he would have hooked up with down the line and dropped just that one track that would have changed, the course of his career, bro.
But that's any artist, my brother.
But he was
one
nice.
hit away from being a superstar.
Not every artist is nice. He was nice.
Nice has nothing to do with a hit song and being a superstar, my nigga.
He had a hit song before he passed away. He was probably one of the first dudes from Harlem with a hit song.
What's a hit song? Was it on Billboard?
Yeah, the MVP shit.
It was on Billboard?
No,
it made the Billboard Hot 100?
You know what I'm saying?
Then it's not a record. He had a song. It's not a record. Give me a record. Did
Big
it sell?
L was nice.
Did it make money?
Big L was the nigga.
In your opinion, yes.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Mediocre.
Don't talk shit on the dead.
I wouldn't say mediocre. Nah. Now you
talk shit on
no. I get it. And I understand what it is. And not for nothing, you're entitled to your opinion. You're very entitled to your opinion. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? That you are different. You know what I'm saying? But he was definitely not mediocre. I'll say that.
That depends. Y'all can't tell somebody how to feel.
No. I get it.
If to me he was mediocre, he was mediocre.
Okay, and in my opinion, he was far from
mediocre. I don't
mediocre.
understand how you can say he was mediocre. What was mediocre about him?
He didn't make hit songs. He could rap. He had bars. That's cool. That shit didn't mean nothing. That shit wouldn't have made a profit for a record.
So y'all gotta remember
that I'm always on the side of business and profit. Yeah, I listen to Ebonics. That's a cute song. That shit won't sell 100,000 copies.
I understand that.
That shit was a regional hit.
In the grand scheme of things, it's not always about the money, my brother.
That's to you.
Maybe for you, it's all about the money. Yeah, but you can't always sell your soul.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
You act like you don't know me.
I do know you. That's why I'm fucking shit.
Nah, man. I just rest in peace to Big L, man. He does have songs that I like. He does have bars and verses and freestyles that I like. I'm not trying to shit on him. I'm not trying to say he was whack or trash. I just think his lore grew exponentially when he died, and he became something bigger than he ever was when he was alive. Would he have reached the same success in life? We'll never know. Would he have been bigger? Possibly. Would he have fallen off and been lesser? Possibly. Would he have been one of those underground artists that just sells and tours and goes direct to customer and has 100,000 fans that buy everything he puts out? Possibly. I don't know. We'll just never know. It's like the Biggie argument and the Tupac argument. Oh, if Biggie was here, hip hop would be different. Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe his plan was to retire and never do music again. True. Maybe he would have dropped
that was Jigga's plan.
Born Again, and it wouldn't have been good, and he would have fell off. Like, we'll never know. And I just think a lot of hip hop theories are based off what ifs and potentials and this or that. And it's like, yo, you never fucking know, my nigga.
True.
You know, I like to live in the reality. The reality is Jay-Z took over. Jay-Z's the fucking GOAT. Nas took over. Nas the GOAT. You know, Snoop. Yo, Snoop doesn't get enough credit, bro. Snoop is a GOAT, my nigga.
Yo, you know who else is a GOAT? Cube. Cube is a fucking GOAT.
Cube is a GOAT. Dre is a GOAT. These people lived and went on to build empires and actually accomplish and do things. There's no what if, you know? And I don't knock anybody who lives off the what if. I'm just always gonna counter it because
with the reality.
Yeah, fuck out of here. You're not proving nothing.
Yeah,
with
but
a what
you're
if.
countering it, and again, but you was throwing salt on the top of it, saying that he wasn't a good artist.
He wasn't a good artist.
Shit is, he was a fucking good artist. He wasn't a great artist.
No, he wasn't.
He was a great artist.
He wasn't a great artist in commercial.
He was a great artist, bro.
He didn't have. In your opinion, he didn't have commercial appeal.
In my opinion, he didn't have commercial success.
Has classic freestyles with people on the radio. Has fucking classic fucking tracks recorded on Stretch and Bobbito.
All right, how many gold albums he has? How many platinum albums he has?
Dope-ass crew.
That's all cute.
I can't tell you that. Like, I could look it up right now.
All right, look it up. Look it up. Take 2 minutes and look it up.
You know, Life Size of the Point.
The only album he has that has a plaque is the one after he died and it went gold. I could tell you.
But he still was a dope artist, nigga.
To you.
You can't tell me that.
To you, I could tell you whatever the fuck I want. I could tell you he was the worst rapper out of Harlem.
I could tell you 6ix9ine is a fucking fag.
That wouldn't bother me. That's the difference. You see how you're getting all bent out of shape? That's great. I don't give a fuck. That shit don't faze me, my nigga.
Episode 100, man. Do this shit for 100
episodes. You can say he's a fag 100 times, my nigga. That don't faze me.
He's a snitch ass fag, nigga. And you
what they do?
So fuck that, nigga. I'm not gonna respect your opinion, nigga. Get out of here.
I fuck with him to fuck with you.
Because he didn't sell platinum or gold, nigga.
Yep.
When he came out in an era where there's no fucking microwave music coming out.
Don't matter. Niggas was going platinum and gold.
He was on Columbia and shit. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here.
My nigga, that's all great and wonderful, but you cannot argue my opinion because it's my opinion. You can fucking tell me he was great till your tongue falls out your mouth. But if in my opinion he wasn't, it's not going to change how I feel.
What I'm trying to tell you is that there's a difference between an opinion and a fact. So your opinion is that he's not a good artist, but I'm telling you for a fact that he is a fucking good artist.
You can't say that. You can't say that because that's an opinion conversation.
On a debate show, nigga.
No,
that's what
my
I'm telling you, nigga.
No,
you're gonna tell me that you wouldn't thought that nigga's wax when we was growing up? Of course, nigga, because you know that Ebonics.
I didn't listen to him growing up. I didn't listen to him growing up. I didn't listen to DITC. I didn't listen to OC and them.
You never listened to MVP. You lying. I know you lying, nigga.
That was a commercial success. So yes, I heard it. Yes, because that was finally a song that he had on the radio. But I wasn't rushing out to go cop Big L's album.
Oh, good. All right.
He wasn't a fan.
He wasn't a fan, my nigga. But you shouldn't get so fucking tight about it.
Let's move on to the next.
There's no next. There's no next. Tekashi's a better rapper than Big L. Take that.
Tekashi takes dick up the butt, nigga. Shut up.
Yo, easy over there.
No, but like I said, I'm not trying to shit on Big L, man.
Nah, I get it.
And I'm not trying to shit on fans of Big L. It's just people have different tastes in music. I wasn't a fan of that. I've never been a big fan of the underground hip hop. And that's what it was. I wasn't crazy about Raucous. I liked songs here and there, but I wasn't rushing out to buy Raucous albums. I'm not rushing out to buy artists now that are underground albums. They will make songs that I like, and when they do, I fucking admit it. They make, I like that song. That's a dope song. But You know, Big L, like I said, he had songs that I like. He had the story of a dice game or some shit.
Yeah.
Fire song. Ebonics was a cool song. MVP was a fire song. That's a classic song.
There's a lot of good songs on that album.
The reason I even bring up something like that is because these are staples of hip hop, and like, it can never be taken away from that genre because hip hop is not like any other type of music. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about these lyricists and these types of songs, like just the song Ebonics itself, within itself, there's never gonna be another song like that. And if you try to do it, you're only biting off of him. Like, shout out to the nigga Vado who kind of redid it.
You'll always be compared to Ebonics, to the original.
Exactly. You're always gonna be going back to that. Just like, somebody comes out like now, like for example, a lot of J. Cole songs that will come out and people will be like, yo, this nigga's the truth, he's the GOAT. And I'll be like, yo, but J. Cole is just biting off of Jay-Z in this song. You feel me? Or he's biting off of Nas on this song. You know? And it's always gonna, like, the genre is always gonna borrow from the past.
Of course, because they influence. You don't think that J. Cole is influenced by both Nas and Jay-Z? So there's going to be times that he sounds like
100%.
But we're from the older generation, so we're always going to compare it to the original.
Right. Absolutely. But I just think that in the era that we grew up with, there's never going to be another golden era like that because so many artists were coming out at that time with different sounding music and they were at their peak. Everything was at its peak in that moment, whether it was the beats because of the MPC, whether it was the lyrics because of the way they twisted the Ebonics and the way that they still used actual words and then like built up on that. You feel me? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but almost like Wu-Tang. Like Wu-Tang, they put together lyrics in a way that no one else could and still kind of had their slang, you feel me, from their region, but it wasn't like mumble rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell me, yo, this song is dope in mumble rap or whatever, and you'd be like, yo, but what the fuck is he saying? I don't know what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? But lyrically, they will not touch the Wu, because another person could listen to the Wu and be like, I don't understand what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? And be like, yo, I don't really know what they're saying. But they put the lyrics together so well, you'd be like, yo, but that nigga's actually rhyming. You know what I'm saying?
But I think you're forgetting the generational bias. So it's your generation.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's what you grew up in. So to you, it's the best, and there'll never be another.
But
niggas 10 years older than you would say the same thing about the 80s. It was the best, and we had Kane, and we had KRS, and we had NWA.
Yeah,
and
of course.
And niggas younger than you will tell you, no, 2010 was the best, and that's when the whole nation got exposure, and we had Nelly, and we had West Coast, and we had Chicago. So,
but that's why I'm explaining it the way that I'm explaining it, where I say that there were so many different artists.
But what
you're
stating is again an opinion, my nigga. That's your opinion.
No, it's not. That's an actual fact. There was a lot of artists.
That part is a fact. You stating that was the golden era and there'll never be another is an opinion.
No, it's an opinion, but again, so what I'm trying to explain in this whole fucking conversation is that, so previous to this era, right, in the 80s, or let's say, because Kool G Rap doesn't qualify as being as a 90s artist, right? We would count him as 80s, right?
I would count him as 80s, yes.
Who?
All right, so okay,
yeah,
so
that's fair.
So he's 80s, right? And then let's say Big Daddy Kane, and let's say who else will we put? Maybe KRS-One, right? Those are the dopest artists.
All of them. Run DMC, Slick Rick, Rakim.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Slick
New York
Rick,
that we're talking about.
Yeah,
we haven't even gone
Yeah.
into
Besides, like, NWA. But all right, so these are the dopest artists from the 80s, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you go into the today's era, right? Who are the dopest artists in your opinion? You talk about like Drake, you talk about like Kendrick.
But I think even Drake, Kendrick, and Cole are already not even of this era. I think right now, like we're talking,
they're veterans.
Little Baby, we're talking NBA YoungBoy,
All right, let's keep it at like.
Maybe I don't know because I'm not into this new era, so I don't know.
Let's keep it at Drake and Kendrick and Cole for now, because those are like the GOATs for this generation, more or less. You feel me? Or the generation previous, but after us, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see that. And why are they the dopest? Why do we consider all the way from Kane to J. Cole? Why are those the dopest artists? Because they have the tightest lyrics. They make sense, right? They have dope beats. They're produced official. You know what I mean? Maybe the song has a message, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it has a dope ass hook, but the music just sounds dope, beginning to end. That's not. I mean, that can be an opinion to somebody. Be like, yo, the song is dope, and somebody be like, no, it's not. But in terms of popular opinion, it's a dope. Those dope artists, dope music. I think that the bridge between them two was the 90s, and there's a fucking there's like hundreds of artists that were dope like that, just like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say that the 90s was the golden era of hip hop, and there will never be another era like that. Because from Company Flow, which was stupid underground, to like Jedi Mind Tricks, to like Big Pun, to even like a corny rapper, like I don't even fucking know. Like, let's say Eminem is not corny, but some people consider his style a little corny sometimes. You feel me? There was just so much music coming out that was fire. You know what I'm saying? That will fall into that same category as like Kane, KRS, and then all the way to like Drake. You feel me? It's just that's my opinion, but that's why I go back again to Raucus and to how like them being a boutique label and putting this type of music out was needed, which we have that now, but it's all independent. Like, there probably be people that don't know about Edo and don't know about the new crack era and won't know about them. You know what I'm saying? But Raucus was that big that, you could fucking count on them to put something dope out.
What's your point?
Just like I said, going back to Raucus, like I said, that they were fire, and it was like a counter to like these big ass fucking big ass labels, these major labels that are kind of like they basically shape the landscape, the sound of music right now, and there's nobody really to counter that.
They didn't sustain though.
They're just smaller. It's smaller hubs around, but there's not really a big heavyweight to combat them. You know what I mean? Kanye is kind of, I guess doing it right now with what he's doing with, going independent, but
Yeah, I don't think they need a major hub anymore because they can all go direct to customer now.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a need for a Raucus. Honestly, I don't think there's a need for record labels at all. But again, we go back to these guys have been in control for so long and making money for so long that they're not going to be quick to give that shit up and let it go. So they're always going to find a way to continue to be in the artist's pockets.
It's always that advance money. That's what gets everybody. Like,
they have the money. They have the money.
That's
bro.
the thing. When a label throws $500,000 at somebody and they're like, "Yo, go make an album," because they had a hit on YouTube or whatever, and they're like, "Yo, fuck it. If we throw them this," and then you take that kid and he takes that $500,000 and he fucks it off on some bullshit.
Yeah, then he's in debt.
Now he's in debt forever to the company.
That label
and he signed a contract for like 6 albums and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of people call record labels modern day slavery, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And they're not
too
far off.
Yeah, that shit's fucked up.
But, and then they can decide what type of music they want to put out. What's going to be your first single? No, I need it to be more ignorant. Or, just, this is what's going to play on the radio 24/7. Again, they're shaping, the landscape of music, unfortunately. Because, the kids are just going to hear what's put out to them, whether it be, through radio or whatever means that they get their music, that's mostly controlled by these big record labels.
It's definitely not radio anymore. Radio is not the dominant purveyor of music.
Right? Let's say satellite. These satellite DJs still got to get paid by somebody to spin records. You know what I mean?
Well, they get paid by advertisers.
Yeah, exactly. Generated by the.
What do y'all think about the mayor of New York trying to ban drill music or ban the videos of drill music or something?
It's unconstitutional, and he probably won't get it on that like basis that it's unconstitutional. He can't do that because what they're doing is freedom of expression. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I
don't think he'll be able to get it off, and I think he'll be advised to drop it. You know what I'm saying? Because he won't be able to get it off, in my opinion. Because what they're doing is not necessary. I understand that it's violent and all that shit, but at the end of the day, it's still their art and what they're portraying. It's not what is actually. I mean, who's to say that it's actually what's going on? Do you know for sure? Does the mayor know for sure? Like we were just talking about before.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I see it as just another example of hip hop being singled out and
that's what I mean.
For
you can't do that.
That's why I don't statistics.
That's why I don't think it'll be smart enough, or like they would say, prudent for the mayor to continue with his ban of drill music.
I think it's stupid, bro. I think it's a waste of time. Because if he bans it, he's the mayor of what, New York?
Let me tell you something. Go ahead, finish. Yeah.
If he bans it in New York, it's still legal everywhere the fuck else. Like, what's the difference? I don't know.
The thing is, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, to me, you know what I think this is? This is more an example of a lack of accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what to blame it on, so let's blame it on hip hop.
I mean, it could also be an example of like attention seeking and wanting to shine the light on yourself, so you find some cause that
like lacking accountability, but you won't take it as it being your fault. So you got to blame it on something else. You got to blame it on hip hop. That the city's fucked up and violent.
Why don't they ever blame it on fucking violent ass movies and shit? Why don't they blame it on the drug epidemic? Why the fuck are they giving out crack pipes and?
Well, but violent ass directors and violent ass actors are not getting bodied all over the place like these young kids are nowadays.
Right, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe studies have been conducted and they show that violent movies affect young people more than violent music.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Absolutely.
So, they've never come after Hollywood.
No, never.
Yeah, no.
And I think it's because they're all connected.
I think it's all bullshit. Like I said, I think it's like you said, a witch hunt. You know what I mean?
A witch hunt on hip hop, and also the mayor wanting attention.
Yeah,
didn't he call himself the Brooklyn Biden or something?
What
a goofball!
It might. I don't know if it's the same guy.
I got one foot on both sides of the argument because, I mean, you can't censor music, and you can't blame the crime rate increasing solely on just music itself. And I know from back end, because I know what's going on in New York behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying with these laws that they're before he even came into office, this new mayor, the previous mayor, de Blasio, they put in a lot of laws that are letting like a lot of people go free, and I don't know, just a lot of things that they kind of changed up with law enforcement. I think because of the BLM situation, that is causing a lot of violent crime to be sparked up again throughout the city. And you can see that because it's obvious, it's evident everywhere. I think that the drill rap has a little bit to do with it as well, because it's not just in New York that is going on. It's also going on there was just a rapper that just got bodied last night, I think. Got like 50 shots.
Yeah, but
in his body and shit.
So you think it was drill music that influenced that hit?
No, he thinks drill is a factor.
No, I don't think drill is the absolute factor, but I think that drill music itself does affect violence in a way. It does. There's something in the drill music that
you think it incites violence.
No, not exactly drill. I think it's the gang culture within the drill music that is inciting the violence. You get what I'm saying? So like you could pump a drill record right now and that shit don't do nothing, but then you could put a drill record on by Little fucking Sneezy and he's fucking taking shots at Little Dummy from the Bronx and they're gonna go to war. You know what I'm saying? Or the kids that fuck with them are gonna go to war with each other. So it's inciting the gang violence within the genre. but not drill music itself. Because you could fucking put out 100 drill records from Taylor Swift or whoever, and that shit won't do nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Should be laughed at.
Yeah, I get it. I just think drill is like problem F or problem G if we're going down the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Drill
exactly.
music came from murder, which came from gangs, which came from broken homes, which came from poverty, which came from drug abuse, which came from being stressed out that you're living in the hood and you're broke. And like there's so many other problems that need to be fixed before drill music is fixed. Like
Yeah. That's
drill
what I'm
music
trying to
is
say.
just the result of growing up in the hood.
That's what I'm trying to get
It's
at.
just a side effect.
That's another thing. They're expressing what, like, if
What
they
they
take it that
see,
way,
yeah.
yeah. So they're gonna lose that, bro. I think, like I said,
And that's why drill is popular in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Chicago, that's why you see artists dying in Tennessee. It's always in the poor areas. It's always in the hoods where there's lacking parents and lacking OGs, and there's an abundance of guns and there's abundance of drugs and gangs. So yeah, drill is just an end result of that, but you can't fix the problem by starting with drill.
Yeah.
Go back to the fucking genesis, the origin of the problem, which is communities and the government fucking building projects and flooding them with drugs and guns. We don't build guns in the hood. We don't cook. We don't have coca leaves and coca trees and shit. Like, there's so much shit that needs to be fixed before drill.
Yeah,
drill
exactly.
is just a scapegoat.
That's what I exactly. That's what I
Absolutely.
said. It's a lack of accountability. Like,
But
we gotta
speaking
bring
of
something.
mayors, I just want to say one thing. DeFino
Oh.
sucks. That's all.
Nice.
DeFino sucks. Damn, nigga brought me
Took
back
it.
that 8th
He
grade.
took it back. He took it back.
Shout out my homie Fat Vic.
Shout out to Fat Vic,
Shit.
man.
He ain't fat no more.
I know. I heard he ain't fat. Actually, I've seen pictures of him. Being that this is episode 100, brother V.S.O.P has a special edition of 10 shots.
Hey.
We're going to get into that right now. And I believe we're answering questions, right? So you want to take turns,
5 and
Blood,
5.
or you want to do 5-5?
Yeah, I'll ask
Yeah,
back,
let's
back
do
and
it.
forth.
Yeah.
I'll ask Blood first, then
Okay.
you back and forth, back and
Okay,
forth.
sounds good.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. 10 shots VSOP 100 episode edition. Here we go. Boom. Blood, real quick. What would you rather drink? Harsh Realities or Nutcrackers?
Harsh realities, baby.
Burnz, who would you rather take? Kobe or MJ?
Kobe.
Ooh. Blood, Jada or Styles P?
Damn. Styles P.
Ooh. All right. Burnz, 100 episode edition. God edition. Here we go. G.O. or Mesa?
G.O. or Mesa?
Yeah.
That's a fucked up question, bro.
That is a fucked up question.
Fuck y'all. I didn't make it easy. Fuck y'all niggas.
If I had to sign one as an executive,
Whatever,
I would
yeah.
go with Mesa because he's a more established artist with more of a catalog and more of a following. So he'd be easier to create into a mainstream artist. But they're
Okay.
both great artists and they both produce great music.
Okay. No
All
doubt.
right, it's 10 shots, nigga.
Yeah, for sure. This guy's trying to be all political over here. and shit.
Nah, I feel you, dog.
Mr. Politico over
You
here.
have to put it out there that way.
course.
All right, then, like I said, 100 episode edition for you, Blood. TDI or Benny from the North?
Oh, man. I fucks with both heavy, but I really fucks with Henny from the North's album, so I'm going to go Henny from the North.
No doubt.
Benny from the North. Shout out to Benny from the
I
North.
know
Shout
it's
out to
Benny,
TDI.
yeah, but he was tossed on that Henny when we did the episode, so that's why I say Henny from the North.
True that. Shout
That's
out
my
to that.
nigga.
Yeah, for sure, for
Word
sure. All
up.
right, recently we had an R&B episode for Valentine's Day, and you had a fucking amazing time for
I
that
loved it. I
episode.
loved
You know what I'm saying? That was a good episode. We got a lot of good response on that
Absolutely.
one. So what would you rather do, R&B or hip hop, man? If you had to pick
explain
one.
to me, what do you mean by do?
Like forever. Like if you had to pick one, like if we had to turn this into the Great American R&B debate. You know what I'm saying?
I'd still stick with hip hop.
Okay.
Only because
No, despite the name and all that shit and all that.
no, not the name. It's
Yeah,
just hip hop is more fun to debate,
Okay.
and there's more
Lies.
debates. If we were doing more like playlist shows, I would go with R&B.
This guy's talking about lies.
I'd rather listen to R&B most of the time, but if we're talking about debating shit, I'd rather hip hop. It's more fun to debate.
You think there's a lane for drill R&B?
Hell yeah. It won't be threatening, but drill beats and someone singing over it, you'll hear it shortly, within 3 months.
Get that popping.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, so here we go. Blood. Who would you rather take, Raekwon or Ghostface?
I'm gonna go Ghostface.
Ghostface. All right, we had an episode about these two. If one of them offered you an internship, who would you work with, Puff or Dame?
Ooh.
An internship.
Like they told you, come with us, come with me, work with me for a year, and then we'll take it from there.
I'd probably go with Dame.
Ooh, good answer.
Because I feel like more people under Dame have achieved success than more people under Puff. And I don't mean artists.
Right.
Like execs under Puff. You don't hear of too many going and branching out and blowing up. And I know people personally that have worked with Dame and gone on to do their own thing. So I'd go with Dame.
Okay. That's a good answer.
But shout out to Puff.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to both of them. Word. Two giants in the game. All right, last one for you, Bloody. And this is a favorite for both of us, all of us, because it's mad funny. Who would you rather take, Troy Ave or Ja Rule, baby? Where would I be without my baby?
I'm gonna go like all time.
Yeah,
like,
all time. Like you got to get rid of one catalog forever. One of those questions.
I'm gonna go with Ja Rule. We got to get rid of Troy Ave's catalog.
That's the only right answer, my bro. That's
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna go with. He had more hits, way more hits.
No doubt.
Shout out to Ja Rule.
That
shout
one's
out to Troy Ave.
That's definitely
shout out to Troy Ave because he very much pushes independence and direct to customer.
Oh, he's 100% independent.
According to him, he's very successful in doing so, and if he really is, shout out to him.
Yeah, fuck it.
Word up.
What are you gonna do? All right, last one for you then. Here we go. If you could have one artist to work with from now to eternity, Drake or Jay-Z? Drake is the future, remember? Well, he's already a veteran too now.
If I could have one artist to work with,
and he's your big-headed cousin too, so
he is my retarded twin.
Are you the retarded one, or is he the retarded one?
No, him for sure.
This guy definitely.
Damn, shit. I would have to. Oh, that sucks, bro. All right, I'm working with them as an artist. They're an artist.
You're working with them in all capacities.
Or I'm partnered with them.
All partnered with them, yes. In all they do, all their endeavors, you're involved. You have equal stake.
Then I gotta go with Jay because he's a billionaire. Drake's not yet a billionaire. Drake will be a billionaire, but that's a what if. That's a possibly he'll be a billionaire. You know, he could fall off a bike tomorrow and die. But Jay has established and proven that he can be successful in various fields, and he's created an empire, and he's already a billionaire. So his billionaire status is complete and factual. Right. And Drake's is incoming and looming, but you never know what's gonna happen.
It's all based on potential.
Correct. So I would go with
now that you
Jay.
say now that you
so
say
you go with Jigga then. Your answer is Jigga.
Yes.
So there you go. Last one.
And then we wouldn't even need a Drake because I'd be there.
Yeah, exactly. You're like I said, you're the fake.
The original Drake.
Break. Now that you say billionaire, have you seen the video clip of Puffy telling Ross that he made him a trillionaire? Like, yo, props to you for, you turned me into a trillionaire, something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
I have not seen the video, and I don't think that is true. And the reason I say is if Puff,
I don't think that's
if
true.
Puff Daddy was a trillionaire, we would have heard about that shit from a lot of places. A lot of outlets would have reported that, and we probably wouldn't stop hearing about that shit. You know what I mean? I don't think Jeff Bezos is a trillionaire.
Nah.
So I don't think Puff is a trillionaire.
Nah.
Yeah, I wonder what he was talking about. I think he was must have been joking or something, but I don't know.
Or maybe he's on his way to a trillionaire.
That's a lot of money though.
But
because this guy Elon is the richest right now, and he's not. Yeah, he's not even at half a trillion.
I think that's what it is. I think Elon was there at a show For Kanye, was it? Elon was there, and so were Ross and Diddy. So they were kind of like in the room with Elon. So and Diddy brought that up, and that's crazy. I just thought that was crazy.
But while we're talking about Rick Ross, we recently interviewed an artist from Miami. His name is Shotty. He recently put out a new album. It's called Moskvich 3. On that album, he has a song called Old Dirty Kanye, which I fucking fell in love with. And I just wanted to play it on the show real quick and give a shout out to the brother Shotty. So brother F, you should have that tuned up. Let's get a little bit of that so that people can hear it. This is probably one of my favorite songs of the current time. Very motivational, very inspirational. I love the lyrics. This is Shotty. This is Old Dirty Kanye. Shout out to Miami. Shout out to all my people down south.
Like you a motherfucking legend.
You are a legend.
The whole squad full of gods.
The Gahhd Cast.
That's why the devils don't want a squad. You a goat, you a goat. Look in the mirror, you see a goat. They see the fur, they see the coat, I see the blood, I see the growth.
Big fire, big tune. Jersey, turn it up. New York, turn it up. Tune in.
I'm saying the opposite. Cause Sugar Hill said it's a jungle.
Shout out to Shotty. Shout out to my boy H.
With all due respect, you wouldn't be where you at if you didn't possess the confidence to call a whole rap game out. When that came out, nobody could respond to it. You wanted to set a standard for bars, and you accomplished it. So pardon if I don't think humility was the conduit. Agree to disagree. A lot of the homies is disenfranchised and couldn't get a degree, so they gon' hit the street every day to make sure their kids could eat. So fuck with all them
that is Shotty. That is Old Dirty Kanye. That is off Moskvich 3. That is out now. He also has merch out, so make sure you go follow Shotty. Pick up the album. Matter of fact, he recently put out Moskvich 1 on tape. Like a collector's thing. So everybody make sure you go check that out. Go cop that. Cop the Moskvich 3 hoodies. Download and stream Moskvich 3.
Nah, that was real dope.
And Old Dirty Kanye, he's got a lot of dope songs on the project, but for me, that's your favorite out. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite songs.
That's a goodie right there.
Yeah, I think it's super dope.
Nice.
I really like the lyrics and how he kind of is speaking to Kendrick. If you really listen to it, he's telling Kendrick, like, you told us to be humble, but your breakout moment was you not being humble, so I kind of don't believe you. He shouts out LeVar Ball, LaMelo, and Zoe, which, if you've been listening, you know I'm a big fan of Zoe. I always thought he was going to be the shit, and he's proving himself now to be a lot better than what people were giving him credit for. LaMelo, obviously, he patterned his game after me. He must have been watching my videos and my highlights. He stole all my moves. He's an all-star now. Shout out to that. Big props to him. I like it.
The Broken Ankle mixtape.
Word.
But shout out to Shotty, man. Dope project, solid project,
sure.
Dope song.
Who's that? Tev 95
Tev 95 on the beat.
Shouts out to him.
Brother Shotty, when you shoot the video, remember, I do want a cameo in that.
Yeah, get us up in there.
You did talk about us, the gods, so it's only right, you know what I mean?
Thanks.
But shout out to that. Once again, shout out to every guest that has been up here on the show. Shout out to all the guests that we got lined up for the future. Shout out to all our listeners, everyone who's ever shared, commented, subscribed, put people on, anyone whose vocals have been used in our intros or in our whatever editing. Shout out to Nems. Shout out to
Freddie Mercury.
Shout out again to Brother F and Straight Fuego Studios.
Lil Jon.
Thank you for the growth and the evolution. Shout out to my co-hosts V.S. and Bloodshot.
Shouts to this guy.
Thank y'all for being there.
My nigga.
Shout out to myself, because I'm the shit. And
shouts to you, Bloody. You're the man.
Thank y'all.
Brother F.
Y'all too, man.
You're a fucking genius.
Yes, sir. Very quickly, shout out to For the Soul Incorporated. I don't know if y'all can see my sweater. Those are that's a good friend of mine. Of some couple good friend of mine that they got their own line. So make sure y'all check them out. It's very dope, men's and women's. This was actually one of the first sweaters they put out a few years ago.
I was gonna ask you, they make that in men's?
No, only petite, slim. You know what I mean?
Extra medium.
But if it's for women, it'll fit you because you a little as like a mini horse.
That little baby.
But
no, I'm a little skinny.
I do believe that's it.
Yeah.
And shout out to episode 100, y'all.
100,
It's been a fun
man.
ride.
That's big time. Took it back to the essence.
Episode 1 of the Burnz solo show drops next. So
Ooh.
this is the finale. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going solo. How can we go solo?
Yeah.
That don't even make sense.
We going solo.
Sauce Boys going solo.
But nah, y'all brothers got some sign-offs before we head out for the 100th time.
Shouts again to us, to you, to
Yes,
Bloody.
absolutely. Thank you.
Brother F for his genius work in the fucking studio. Look at this beautiful shit that we got going on and shit.
$1 million bucks.
Got us looking, got his guy fucking glistening over
Ready to
here and
be a
shit.
model.
You know what I mean? Me and my fluorescent skin, we always glisten, you know what I mean?
You know how that goes.
But yeah, man, episode 100, man, we fucking did it, man. When you do 100 episodes, you come and talk to us, bro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
Tell me what you do.
Very quickly, happy 2-year birthday to Zamina.
Oh, thank you. Happy 2-year birthday to my baby girl, Zamina Rose. Love you, baby girl.
Word up.
Brother Blood, any sign-offs?
My niggas for the 100th time, baby.
Hey.
Nah, man, I like to thank my beautiful parents for making this all possible, for bringing me to this earth and be part of this Gahhd Cast, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And for everyone that helped us get here, you know, everyone from the crew, you know, Brother F in the lab, always doing the damn, you know, no matter he's tired, no matter he gotta go to work, he gotta do that editing, he know, you know, he makes us look dope. And nice one, like I said, like always coming through with the artwork, all our guests, everybody, and everybody listening, yo, just remember, you're a GOAT. So keep doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Look in the mirror and see a goat. Or see a ghost. I gotta ask Shadi what the exact bar is right there, but
both. A ghost and a goat.
Absolutely. So shout out to you, my brother. Next episode, we're definitely gonna have the 5 best Tekashi tracks. So get ready.
You definitely going solo for that one.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the listeners again. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at GHHC_podcast. Make sure you're following at Deadass Worldwide. Make sure you're following at Ephrenard711. Make sure you're following _V.S.O.P Also. Make sure you're following at Last Breath Entertainment. And make sure you're following at Callme_Joseph_. We're going to fade out with the love song of the week. This week is not so much a love song in the normal sense of a love song, but to me it is a love song. It's probably possibly my favorite song ever that I've ever heard. It used to be Hypnotized, but this song actually kind of knocked Hypnotized out the box. But you know, the top 3 varies depending on the day, but this is definitely one of my top 3 songs ever in my life. When I'm no longer here, I want y'all to play this song. It's called,
man, don't say that, man.
My So-Called Death, coming soon. It's called Once Upon a Time, parentheses, in Harlem, and it's Dipset, and we're gonna fade out with that. Shout out to episode 100. As always, chin up, chest out, carry yourself with honor, carry yourself with pride, and Brother F, hit my joint.
Going solo.
Sauce Boys.
We're going to shout out to all the fans. Of course, shout out to all the ladies. Shout out to all the wives and the mothers, the sisters and the daughters, the grandmothers, the thotties, the side pieces, the teachers, the strippers, the bartenders, the flight attendants. Oh, holy day. Episode 100, the Gahhd Cast. Let the chorus sing to you. Turn the volume up. Put the windows down. Let this shit touch your soul. Shout out to Jim Jones, Cameron, Jewels, Freaky Zeke, Dipset. One of my favorite songs of all time. Possibly my #1 favorite song ever. This is Once Upon a Time in Harlem. This is the build-up. Shit's gonna get crazy. And I fucking love it. Episode 100. This is my music. Let's go. Down in my soul. Episode 100, the Great American Hip Hop Debate Podcast. Jersey, stand the fuck up. I run with G's, nigga. New York City, home of the pretty women. Where you get the women.